Welcome to my next project. This one is going to be some of these little LED edge lights done on acrylic with a little LED light base. They're quick and easy to make, and they're fun to make, and you can make them just as whimsical as you want. They're just really easy to create. My customer Lila wanted to watch me make one for her, so this one is for you, Lila. Hang on, let me get turned around and we'll get started. All right, this is the one that Lila asked me to make, and it's for a teacher named Mrs. Bass. And so what we're going to do, when we create these on the acrylic sheets, we engrave on what would be the back of the sheet. So that means we have to flip all this over so that when you're looking through the front, you can actually read what it says. So we're just going to select the whole thing. We're going to come up here to this icon, which is going to mirror the selection. So now we've got it turned around. And as you can see, it's backwards here, but when we engrave it on the back side and then you hold it up in front, you're actually flipping it over and you'll be able to read it like it's supposed to be done. So I'm fixing to go to the laser, and we're going to show you how it's all going to work on that. Hang on. Okay, I've already uploaded the drawing from my laptop to my laser. So what you can see in the bottom right hand corner, the red dot, that is called a red dot diode, and it indicates where the laser is going to be cutting. So what we're going to do right now is what's called a frame. And that means it's going to circle around the complete outside perimeter of the entire sign. So we'll make sure that it's going to fit where we want it to work. So all we're going to do is we're just going to let it run. It's not cutting or anything. It's just showing me with that red dot that everything is where we want it to be. So the next thing I'm going to do, I've got to close the door. And when I do, we're going to be starting up the laser. So hang on just a second. I'll get set up. All right. Now that we know we've got it framed correctly, we're going to go ahead and, as you can see, I've turned off the red diode. We're going to go ahead and start the engraving. This is going to take about 11.5 minutes from the time I press start till the time it's finished. So here we go. We don't have to use a lot of power when we're working with acrylics. We use low power and a little faster speed than we normally would on something like wood or granite or something along that line. But on the acrylic, we don't want to burn it real hot, and we don't want to burn it real slow, because what we're actually doing is melting this acrylic as we're engraving it. But it's going to leave a frosted finish, and it's going to look really nice when we're lighting it all up. So we're gonna just go ahead and let this run, and I'm just gonna speed it up so you'll see this develop a whole lot quicker than it's going to be. I'll run it about 8 times the normal speed. So in the meantime, I'll put you on some music. Okay, I've slowed it back down to normal speed now. We're just about through with engraving. Now we're going to start cutting it out. This is cutting all the way through the acrylic. Now it's cutting the little base that's going to sit into the light base. And that's the little square piece you're seeing being cut right there. That's the piece that's actually going to pick up the light inside the light base and then display it throughout the whole little acrylic sign. It's pretty fascinating. We're cutting right now at 0.2 inches per second. So it's not even going 1/4 of an inch per second. So it's cutting real slow, but I have to go slow so that my laser will cut all the way through the acrylic. The engraving that we did on all the words and the little clip art and stuff on the sign, we actually did that at what was 6 inches per second. And my laser is a 30-watt laser, so I used 13.5% of the power of my 30-watt. And then we use what's called lines per inch. So I'm telling it to use 400 lines per inch. That means for every 1 inch of length of travel, the laser is going to actually put 400 lines in that one little bitty inch. So you can see it gets pretty accurate. And I can put more, I can put less. But I know on acrylic at this speed, that's the most optimal and best for me to do. So we're just about through with it. Hang on. I'll show you what it's going to look like when it's all done. There it's cut. Just a second. This is how it cut out. Let me hold it where you can see it and get a little angle to it. Now you can see everything that's on there. Now what's going to happen is I'm going to pull this brown back. That's a paper that's on the back side. I'm going to pull that off, and then we're going to flip it around, and you're going to be able to read it. Right now it's all backwards. So hang on, let me pull this paper off. It's a protective paper. So we just peel it off. If I can get it to start, I can. Sometimes it's better to go to a sharp corner. There we go. Now, okay. There we go. I've got it coming off. So now, we get all that off out of the way. And now, as you can see, it's legible. So if you'll hang on, I'll get it put into one of the light bases and we'll see the colors. Hang on, we'll be right back. Well, there you have it. It's really amazing how that LED light, where we didn't even engrave it all the way through, but it was just enough that it goes through that acrylic and it highlights all of it. It's just really neat. Now the little lights, you can change them to solid colors. That's red. And here comes a green color. It's kind of hard to see the green in the video, but it goes a lot of different colors. That's a yellow. That's another shade of like a purple. And you can also make them brighter. That's full bright. And that is going down to full dim. So you can adjust it however you want. It is powered by either a USB or some AAA batteries. But they're quick and easy to make. They're fun. And Miss Lilah, I hope you enjoyed watching me make this for you. Thank y'all very much. I'll see you on my next project. Until then, hug all your family and friends. Let them know you love them. And God bless.